Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 2023 full moon and lunar eclipse reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Magician reversed. We're not seeing our magic, Scorpio. Scorpio. We're not seeing our magic, Libra. It's because of the intense Scorpio full moon that we're going through right now. And if you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart or you're born on the cusp with Scorpio, just be aware of this during this time, that there's a sense of I'm not seeing my magic, I'm not embracing, the subtle nuances of myself. I'm just not. Okay, so what Spirit's saying is a little bit harsh, but I'm having trouble showing up for me. And that's going to be something that we just need to acknowledge. We can be having a bit of difficulty showing up for ourselves, our dreams, our desires, what we want in our world, and how we want to move forward. So being aware of that can be very important. And when that little voice inside our head wants to kind of put us down or say what we're doing isn't, good enough or this enough or that enough, stop it. Stop it. No, don't do that. Just kind of shut it down as quickly as you can. Let's see what Spirit has to say here. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And here we have create reversed. So we're not creating. And that's going to be one of the things that we need to do. Or we're having trouble finding time to create. Doesn't have to be harsh, like we're not creating type of thing. Or we can look at the things that we are creating and say, oh my gosh, it's not good enough. Like look at everybody else. They're doing it so great. And me over here, I'm fumbling. Be kind to yourself. If you take away one thing from this reading, and I know we just started, but it's be kind to you, Libra. It's going to be so important. It's going to be so easy to criticize ourselves during this time. It is going to take real power, real courage, and real beauty of spirit to praise ourselves, to love ourselves, to be kind and gentle with ourselves. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Angels. I love how your cards just like popping right out. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. So it's very interesting because we have the Six of Wands coming through right here. And that shows, and it's the Six of Wands is reverse. So that shows that we're having problems celebrating ourselves. It's what the Magician is showing. It's what Create is showing, reverse, Magician reverse, Create reverse. That's something to acknowledge and to not accept, but to be aware of during this time. It's like, okay, I'm having a bit of difficulty with this powerful creative energy that I need to move forward in, or with this energy of celebrating myself, saying I'm doing a good job, moving myself forward. We need to talk kindly to ourselves, honestly to ourselves, because we have the Queen of Swords right here. This is us in the Minor Arcana. And it's going to be a big deal to cut through a lot of the doubts, the fears, the negativities, the hurts, the pains, and say, I've worked hard to stand where I stand. I've worked hard to have what I have. And I'm opening up my world in a way that is profound and beautiful for me. So let's talk about this full moon lunar eclipse for a minute. So, this full moon is in 14 degrees of Scorpio, which is a sign of big secrets and big wealth. A lunar eclipse holds the power of multiple full moons. And what's interesting about this lunar eclipse is it's quite significant because it brings forward powerful endings because it is closest to the south lunar node. Now, with this brings an ending of old cycles, and we're going to be moving away and shedding who we used to be and stepping into who we are now. We can find that things that once really interested us, we're not interested in. We're finding a new path forward that feels more like we're at home, but we're also learning a heck of a lot as we're on this way or on this journey. Excuse me. I didn't want to sneeze, so do bear with me. Okay. So on the 1st of May, which is Beltane, Pluto moved into retrograde. Now, we can feel this for a few days before and a few days after. So we're going to be feeling this energy on the 5th of May. With this big plutonic energy, it brings us an awareness of power both internally and externally. Why is this important? Because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So here, any intense Pluto energy becomes intense Scorpio energy. So be aware of that. The nodal axis is in Taurus and in Scorpio. Taurus is all about money and wealth, but it's the day to day money, the day to day wealth, luxury, higher quality things, saying, I'd rather buy one nice thing than 18 million not so nice things. That type of deal is what Taurus is about. But Scorpio is about big money. So be aware of this. It's like long term investments. And we might be saying, Dane, I don't have anything to invest. That's, completely reasonable. But what Spirit is saying here is that you do have something to invest in, and that's you. And this is going to be a time where we start to look at things and say, am I investing my time the right way? Am I investing my energy the right way? There we go. Am I moving myself forward the right way to embrace the success that I want in my life? There's something here that's out of balance. And the way that we start to pull it back into balance is we start to celebrate ourselves. So pay close attention to your money and to the opportunities that are coming our way because we're going to see big financial changes. They can be in the positive, they can also be in the negative. So be aware of that. For much of May, Jupiter is going to be squared Pluto, which again, Pluto rules Scorpio. So this is a big deal. This will expand the power of Pluto because Jupiter expands the power of anything it is squared. And it has us looking at our issues with power and with expanding our own power. And what this is showing me here is that, and what Spirit is saying is that our issue with power is being celebrated, feeling like we're being risen above others. That type of deal is going to be a little bit tricky for us, a little bit hard. So coming to terms with that is going to be very important. Also, deeply buried secrets will come to the surface and bring a time of revelation. Anything we've shoved down, anything we've buried away, it'll come out during this time. Neptune is trine Mars. So with Neptune trine Mars, this moves us into a much more spiritual and awakening energy. We will start to reevaluate the material things in our lives, what we hold important and what we don't. Also, this is our angel day. 5/5 is the angel day. 55 is the number of adventure and versatility and independence and intelligence, creativity, freedom, self-determination, and new beginnings. 5 is a freedom number, and we're going to be moving towards our personal freedom. We have the 8 of Cups. We're walking away from something we once thought we would love. Maybe even somewhere we once thought we would be forever. And now this is an ending. It can be an ending as severe as a divorce. It could be an ending as, kind of like a graduation, a changing of jobs. There is something here where the door closes. And I'm just really hearing a door close and I'm hearing footsteps walking forward. We're walking towards and into our new beginning, our new passion, our new ideas, a new life. With the Queen of Swords, okay, we've cut through doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, pains, disappointments. We stand where we stand. We have the white raven, why I find that hard to say, on our shoulder. There is a sense of knowledge because ravens are crows. They're some of the smartest birds. And the white one is just like an albino raven, right? So there's a sense of the uniqueness coming out in us. We're going to be very attracted to things that are just a little bit different, a little bit like out of the ordinary. And that's going to be a really cool thing for us. There's a sense of I've worked darn hard for the knowledge that I have and for the power of my voice, and I'm not letting anybody take it away. So do be aware of that. The Page of Wands is passion and creativity. We're students of what we desire. With the Page of Wands as well, this is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We can have a young fire sign energy in our lives or just somebody who is immature. Okay, if the person is immature, we're not really learning that much from them except for how to handle difficult situations and people who just aren't seeing the bigger picture. With a child, we're going to be looking at things in a different way. It's kind of like question like a child, believe you can like a child, imagine like a child. All right. Don't worry if people think you're silly. Kids, when you laugh at them, they go, "Why you laugh at me?" And they can think that it's just so much fun because they're so important. They made you laugh and they brought you happiness. And that can be a very, very powerful, beautiful thing for a child. So here, it's like even if people laugh, it's like, oh, they're not laughing at me because I'm silly, like, or because I've done something wrong. They're laughing at me because I brought joy to them. And even if that joy was just that they thought they could mock you, all right, you'll wind up getting the last laugh. So do be aware of that. Again, we're just having difficulty celebrating ourselves, acknowledging this and saying, okay, I see you. I see this upset. I see this chaos that is holding me back. I see this way where I kind of think that if I elevate myself or take a compliment or talk really positively about myself, I feel like I'm putting down others or I feel like I'm overstepping some sort of boundary or I'm boasting, or pride cometh before the fall type of thing. So just be aware of this, that there could be a lot of that running through our heads. And Spirit's like, no, 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 center you and celebrate you. Our world doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need to be big. Right now, we don't need to go jet setting or be in the middle of everything and go here, go there. We'll be a lot happier with smaller things of quality. This is turning to the little universe within ourselves, the world within ourselves, and embracing that beauty, embracing that understanding, that peace, finding harmony within ourselves to move forward in grace. And that's just going to change everything for us. It moves us forward in beauty. The world reverse is really saying here, everything we want, our world, it is in ourselves. And that is going to be a powerful thing. And that is really a beautiful thing when we come to this revelation. The world is in us. We're not being born, pushed out. We're connecting in. And we're seeing that world. We're seeing that beauty. We're seeing that grace within us. It moves us to what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay, so what's really interesting is the time between now and the new moon is going to be very important for us. It's going to be very much a time of connecting with ourselves. Our resilience is shining through. Like we've weathered some really intense and powerful storms. Luck is on our side. We're not really believing that. We're seeing ourselves move forward. We're seeing a really big ending come in. Do we think luck is on our side? No, we don't. But have we been resilient even in the face of really powerful adversities? Yeah, we have. So just know here that what Spirit is saying to us is that we will find it easier to keep the resilient spirit than to think, oh, everything's just going to work out. Because we don't really necessarily celebrate ourselves or find ourselves that lucky right now for one reason or another. But there's a sense here of if we can remember what we have been through and we can say, well, look, I've been through that. I can go through this, or I can keep on moving forward. That's going to be something that we can more easily relate to. So just be aware. It's time for action. No, we're not going to see it that way. We're going to see attraction. It's time to really think about what we want to connect. This can be a time of like intense thinking, intense, vision boarding or, manifestation desires, but we're going to find it difficult to act. And if we find this time being one, not of action, but more of contemplation, more of of thinking, of planning, that's okay. Be kind to yourself with that. Because the Queen of Swords is like, listen, I have things to do or I have things to plan before I can go fight the battle, before I can push this forward the way that I want to. And that's just going to be us. It's like, it's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to take a lot of time. Plan it first and then act. So during this full moon, it doesn't necessarily have to be a time of action for us, but it can be a time of immense planning, which isn't action, but it's not going to be one that others see. Confidence is your key to success. Know that. Know that here, Libra. Confidence is your key to success. Resilience, you're carrying a huge load. You have been carrying a lot for a really long time. With that reversed, you're not feeling resilient, but that can also be that you're taking this tree, this tree that you're carrying in looks like a stone pot on your back, and you're letting it fall. And you're saying, enough is enough. I don't need to carry this anymore. And I've always seen this as like we're carrying our world tree to the exact right spot to plant it for our dreams, for our desires, for what we want to come forward. And Spirit's like, maybe where you stand right now is the right spot. And just by letting it fall, it gets to be planted. When we have something that we dream about, that we want, that we desire, and it's always like, oh, well, when everything is perfect, everything is perfect. And everything isn't perfect. It's not going to be perfect. And so it's like, okay, well, what about now? What about now being the right time? Believe in the impossible. Again, we're having trouble celebrating ourselves and we're having trouble believing in the impossible. What are we hungering for? What do we desire? What do we want? What do we need? How are we moving ourselves forward? Believe in the impossible. And that's going to take a leap of faith. And it might be easier for us to say, what do I hunger for? What do I want? What do I need in my life? How do I move me forward? What am I striving towards? Can be an easier thing than believing in the impossible. And we can believe in the impossible and it's never showed up because we were stagnant ourselves. This is going to be a time of like taking action, but taking action in our own world. It doesn't have to be for everybody else to see. It's going to be us coming into balance with ourselves because we've been a little bit out of harmony. A new start is coming. Have clear boundaries. What do you want? What don't you want? How are you moving forward? What is, where do you want to be? Where do you not want to be? And know that a new start is coming. That newness, that power, that intensity is coming forward. And that there's a sense of a whole new adventure unfolding before us. Having clear boundaries is going to ensure that we're a lot more successful. So it's going to be something that's very good for us. Our subconscious message to be mindful of is the Queen of Swords. So we have that here blessing us. And Spirit is now also saying, be mindful of getting in your own way. Be mindful of being a little bit harsh or snippy with our words. Also with the Queen of Swords, be mindful of other people who are very harsh, manipulative, snippy, compliments and insults in the same exact breath type of thing. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, which is manifest. We don't feel like we can manifest right now. We're taking on a lot. Taurus season is the best time to lay our intentions, to say, this is what I'm manifesting, this is what I want, this is what I need for me. And that starts to open up doors for us. But subconsciously, right now, we're either overburdened or we're not taking the time for it, or we kind of think this is nonsense because we've been through so many setbacks before. But know that there is power and beauty in manifestation and in believing in your dreams. Our subconscious tarot message is the Five of Pentacles. We feel kind of out in the cold, like that which would have taken us in or should have taken us in threw us out. And this is going to be a time where we look at those issues that we have of the poverty mindset, of being out in the cold, of being held back. And we're going to be breaking them. We're going to be breaking into a new realm of being for ourselves. But just know subconsciously, there's a sense of like, oh, well, people like me don't get to have this, or I don't get to have that, or, this just can't be. And that comes from the doubt that we have during this time as well. So just be aware. Our subconscious Luna message is change reverse and nothing will come of the situation. The void, of course, you can look it up. And this is a time where like things just don't go right. So some people, I have friends who, look at the void, of course, and they're like, I will do nothing during this time. And they will block it out. And they'll be like, nope, not doing anything. And that's cool. But know that things are going to happen in ways that we just don't expect. And when I see the void, of course, that's what it says to me. Like things will be happening in ways that we don't expect, that we don't anticipate. And we're not really wanting big change. But unfortunately, Libra, or fortunately, we're going to be getting big change. So just be aware of that as well. All right, Libra, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Libra, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a wonderful moon. God bless. Bye.